Hello students, this is your course on blogging and tools. In this video on measuring and managing blog performance, we're going to talk about creating new content categories as per demand. Now, this is very much the last step that you have to take when you are learning to manage your blog and when you are learning to create content which would be relevant, contextual, value adding, and meaningful for your customers. You can organize a host of customer surveys on your blog site or ask them to leave comments indicating their preference for content or their expectations from your blog. What this exercise does is that it allows you to understand how the content that you're publishing is adding value to your readers, and what kind of gaps are being left behind, what kind of gaps are there which you can further fulfill, instead of allowing your target audience, your readership, to move on to another blog which could be doing that for them. So since you want to remain relevant, since you want to keep on delivering quality content and value to your readers, this is the approach which you must adopt once your blog has grown. It also keeps your blog dynamic and alive rather than going out of trend. Now, in the initial phase of blog development, it's possible that you may have to fulfill your own blogging objectives, and you will need to cover a lot of content in your planned content calendar, because if you've invested time in doing niche research and keyword research and drawn up a content calendar, and definitely to build your early audience, you will need to publish a lot of content before you can start engaging them to get their feedback, get their input. Eventually, however, you may have to learn to respond to readers' demands, and if you are hitting the home run with your content, it's very likely that your readers would come back to you for advice, for suggestions, for some customized content or help, which you can definitely offer from your blog with your blog. A great or easy way to do it is you launch a survey in the comment section of your most successful blog post, or perhaps design a landing page in the form of a survey form for your readers to see and respond to. And whatever results it generates, the survey's objective should be finding out what your readers would like to read about, what your blog subscribers would like to consume as the form of content that you're presenting through the blog. So whatever results this survey produce for you, you need to figure out whether you can draft content being asked by your readers or not. If you can, it makes sense to go ahead and do so and design it in their preferred content format, and then finally publish and promote it. Now, what it requires also sometimes is for you to create new content categories in your blog. It's possible that when, let's say, you started a food blog and you're writing about Indian cuisine and you're writing about various dishes, you're writing about things that can be made at home, things that are found as street food, things that are there for gourmet Indian cuisine, and now somebody comes along and says that they want you to cover state specific cuisine, and there is already no existing category in your blog which is dealing state specific cuisines. So sometimes if you decide to respond to customer requests and queries or demands, you may be required to create brand new categories in your blog. And yes, it seems like a lot of work, but this is the way you grow your blog, and this is the way you will never be stuck with the writer's block, or you would never be confused as to what to write about once you have exhausted the initial list of topics which you figured out. So to do this, it's very simple. Once again, you go to your WordPress dashboard. Within the posts menu, you can find the categories tab, which reveals this particular screen to you. That allows you to add new categories, add a new URL slug, and you can even add subcategories under a given category. and therefore you can call that original existing category as a parent category, and under it add the new category, and give a brief description about it as well, so as to be something of a guideline for new users who are finding this category for the first time on your blog, and they can figure out what this new category of content is all going to be about. So this requires some pre-thought and some planning, because if you're creating a category and then you don't have the content to back it, it just doesn't make sense. So find out what clicks best with your readers, what is their consistent demand, what is the demand of the majority, and then decide whether you need to add new categories to keep the blog relevant and alive for them. So that's about blog management in its entirety, and definitely some of the things you need to do on a regular basis to keep your blog growing. Next up, we will finally conclude the course and cover the key takeaways in the course summary. Until then, thank you.